Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Sarika Krishna Online Classes. This side Sarika, your maths teacher. So in my previous video, I have explained the basic introduction of probability. What is probability? What can be the examples of probability in which we can find the probabilities? Like tossing a coin, tossing the dice, taking out the card from the deck of 52 cards, right? Now, I'll be explaining those examples in exercise because there are different questions in the exercise 15.1 where there will be the clarity of these type of questions, right? So the first question of exercise 15.1, there are certain blanks, right? So what is the first blank is probability of an event E and the plus the probability of event not E. So always let me make you clear this that the total probability of happening and not happening is always 1. Probability lies between 0 and 1. If it doesn't occur, that maybe that event doesn't occur, right? So then the probability will be 0. And if there is a sure possibility of that event to occur, then the probability is 1. So it can lie in between also, like 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 1 by 4 in fractions also. But probability cannot be greater than 1. It cannot be less than 0. Less than 0 means the probability cannot be negative and the probability cannot be 2 or 1.1. Not more than 2, sorry, not more than 1 and not less than 0. So these examples are all about this only, that the total of probability of event of happening and not happening is always total is 1, right? So now the second question is the probability of an event that cannot happen. The probability which cannot happen is 0. Like I'll say there is a bag, there are red and white balls, and I am asking you to find the probability of blue balls, red and white. There is no blue ball, so the probability in that case will be 0 because there is no possibility of getting a blue ball because there is no blue ball, right? So that kind of cases where the probability that event will not occur is 0. So such an event is called impossible event, right? Impossible event if that event doesn't occur, right? So probability is 0 and that event is called that impossible event. So third question is just the opposite of this, the probability of an event that is certain to happen, right? So if it's possibility that it's certain, that event will definitely occur, right? Suppose in tossing a coin, you'll definitely get hit. So that they are the certain event, then the probability is 1, and that is called a sure event or certain event. Sure, you are 100% sure, so it's sure or certain events, right? So if you are sure about that event, that is called a sure event or certain event, right? And its probability is 1. I hope it's clear. Then comes the fourth blank. The sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is. All the elementary events means, suppose I want to find the probability of number 1 in tossing a dice. Then I'm going to find the probability of number 2, number 3 individually. Then I'll add up, right? So always the probability sum is always 1. So, right, the probability of getting 1 will be 1 by 6. Probability of getting 2 will be 1 by 6. 3 also 1 by 6. When you will add all 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 6 times, because last number to 6 hota hai. So you will get total 1 by 6, 1 by 6, adding 6 times, that gives you 6 by 6 and that is 1. So different cases or in any event, finding out the probabilities individually of different cases that is possible in that event, when you add them up, always the probability is 1, right? So now the last blank is fifth one. The probability of an event is greater than or equal to, right? It should be greater than 0 or equal to 0 and less than equal to 1. It should not be greater. It should be less than 1 or greater than or equal to 0. 0 bhi ho sakta hai. It can be 0 or greater than 0, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, whatever, till, and not greater than 1. So these blanks were all about the basics of probability only. I'll repeat again. Probability of happening an event and not happening. not happening and happening, right? So the total is always 1, right? Like tossing a coin, right? I'll say the probability of getting a head, that is 1 by 2, and I'll say the probability of not getting a head, that is also 1 by 2, tail आ जाएगा, right? So getting and not getting that head, उन दोनों को जब add up करते हैं, दोनों का total 1 ही होता है. Getting a head is also 1 by 2, not getting a head is also 1 by 2. Add them up, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 is 1, right? So the probability is that doesn't occur in the event, that doesn't occur, that's probability is 0, and it is called impossible event. If that event, there is a surety of event to occur, its probability is 1, and it's called sure event or certain event. And the sum of all the different cases, right? All the probabilities in any event, total uska 1 hota hai, right? Or probability lies between 0 and 1. It can be equal to 0 or greater than 0, and it can be 1 or less than 1, 0 or 1, right? So now let us see the other questions, right? Okay. Okay. Now question number 2 of 15.1 exercise, right? What does question number 2 say? There are 4 parts, right? You have to tell whether the question is, which of the following experiments have equally likely outcomes? Equally likely outcomes, right? So yes or no, you have to give the answer in yes or no. Let us see. Let us read the first part. A driver attempts to start a car starts or not. It is not equally likely. Sometimes the car can start, sometimes it may not start, right? Or it can start after 2 minutes, or it will stop after 5 minutes. So it is not equally likely. Equally, bilkul clear cut, right? So no, it's not equally likely. A player attempts to shoot a basketball. Maybe he will shoot 10 times. He will throw the ball 10 times, right? So he will shoot all the 10 times, right? He will throw the ball inside the basket all the 10 times. So it is not equally likely. Maybe he will not be able to throw not even once, right? So not equally likely possible. Right, third one. A trial is made to answer a true-false question. True and false. There are only 2 options. Either true or false. कोई और दूसरा option नहीं है उसमें. So it is equally likely, right? So either the answer is going to be true or false. Third, there is no third answer. So when it is equal possible, right? It is equally possible outcomes, right? Now, a baby is born, boy or a girl, right? So we are just talking about boy and a girl, not the third gender, right? So yes, it is also equally likely. Yes. Sorry, I wrote no. Here this is yes, right? So these 2 are yes and these 2 are no. Yes means yes, they have equally likely outcomes in true, false, and either a boy or a girl is also considered as equally likely possible outcomes, right? Now question number 3, right? Question number 3, the question I'll read here, I've written the answer. Why is tossing a coin considered to be a fair way of deciding which team should get the ball at the beginning of a football game? Whether it's football game, it's cricket, whenever you have to decide something, there is a deciding factor, who will play first in a cricket ball or who will take the ball in the beginning in football, right? So why only there is a tossing of a coin? Because there are only 2 possibilities. There are 2 teams. One can say select head, the other team can select tail. So it is equally likely possible, right? So tossing a coin is considered to be fair way of deciding which team, right? Because at the beginning, because possible outcomes are head or tail, right? Head or tail, which are equally likely outcomes. So whenever we have equally likely outcomes, there are only 2 teams. We can't take a dice. In dice, we have 6 possibilities, not only 2 possibilities. If 2 teams are playing, we need only the option where there are 2 options. Event we have to consider where there are 2 options. So we can take that tossing a coin, we have only 2 options, right? So this is the reason, because there are equally likely outcomes, right? 4th question, this was the 3rd one, right? 4th question, probability of an event cannot be, there are different options there. Fraction hai, yes, it can be fraction. Percentage, it can be in percentage. It can be in decimal, 0.7 decimal, but not 1.5 decimal. It should be less than 1, right? So it cannot be negative. So minus 1.5, this cannot be the probability, right? Now question number 5th. P of E. E means occurring of any event. The probability is 0.05. We have to find the probability of not occurring the event. Now we know that the formula of occurring and non-occurring is 1. We can solve, right? How to solve here? P of E is 0.5. We have to find this. So P of not E, it will be equals to 1 minus 0.05, and that is 0.95, right? So we can subtract that, right? Always when the probability of happening is given, event occurring of the event is given, we can find not occurring by subtracting it from 1. हम उसको 1 से subtract कर सकते हैं क्योंकि total always there is 1. In 6th question, it is given that we have lemon candies in a bag, right? And Malini takes out one candy without looking into the bag. What is the probability that she takes out? There are two parts, an orange candy. How can she take out the orange candy from a bag of lemon candy? So there are no orange balls there. So here the probability will be 0. And lemon candies, the total probabilities of, there can be 5 lemon candies, सबका एक एक करके we can find out. So total जहाँ sure event है, that is the lemon candy आने की probability there is 1, and orange candy, to get the orange candy, the probability will be 0, right? It is not asked the 2 candies, 3 candies. In general, the question is asked of orange candies and lemon candies. Orange candies probability is impossible, 0, and sure is lemon candy probability, that is sure, and that is 1. Now let us come to the 7th question. What is 7th question is, it is given that in a group of 3 students, the probability of 2 students not having the same birthday, right? Not having probability that they don't have the same birthday, right? Same means on the same date. So probability is this not having, and they are asking find the probability of that they have the same birthday, right? On the same day. So we know that probability of happening the event and not happening the event is always 1. So in order to, we have to find this, and this is given not, that is 0.992, and we can subtract. So probability of E, and that can be 1992. So we can subtract that, and that will be 0.008, right? So this is the probability which we can find out by subtracting, right? Not having the same birthday is given, and we can find the having same birthday by subtracting that value from 1. I hope these basic things are clear, right? एक तो इसमें हमने क्या concept use किया है, that probability of happening PE plus PE not, that not E, that is 1. अगर एक की वैल्यू दी है, हम दूसरे की निकाल सकते हैं 1 से subtract करके उस वैल्यू को, right? And here in lemon candies, if the probability is impossible, that, right, that then if it is an impossible event, then the probability is 0. If it is an sure event, then the probability is 1, right? So now this was all about till question number 7. Now the 8th question. Okay, now question number 8. Question number 8, it's given that a bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls, right? So 3 red and 5 black, total 8 balls. Now you are supposed to find the probability of a red ball, right, and not red ball, right? Okay, now here red ball, there are 3 red, right? So 3 out of 8, so 3 by 8, and not red means black, so 5 by 8. 8 was total, so favorable divided by the total outcomes. Okay, now question number 9. In question number 9, we have a box contains 5 red marbles. Now we have marbles in the box, 5 red, 8 white, and 4 green marbles, right? And we are supposed to find the probability of red, white, and not green. Okay, so the total, you can add them up, that is 17. So red, there are 5, so probability will be 5 by 17, 5 by 17 of red, then white 8, 8 by 17, then they are saying not green. Not green means not green. So you can add them up, 8, 5, 13 by 17. If it is not, so just leave that not green. You don't have to consider green, but they can be white and red. So 8 plus 5, 13, 13 by 17, total outcome 17. I hope it's clear. Now, let us do the question number 10th. Now, in question number 10th, let me read the question. There is a piggy bank, right? Contains 150 rupees coin, 50 rupees coin 100, 1 rupee coin 50, 2 rupees coin 20 and 5 rupees coin 10. The total coins will be 100 plus 50 plus 20 plus 10, 180. Now we are supposed to find the probability of 50 paisa coin. So there are 100 favorable outcomes. Total will be 180. So you can simplify it, right? Keep on cutting, right? Do the cancelling. 2 5s are 2 9s are 5 by 9, or you can write in decimal 0 point something. Okay, so not 5. Not 5 means you have to just remove that not 5. Otherwise, you have to do the totaling of this. 100 plus 50 plus 20, that is 170 by 180. 0 gets cancelled, 17 by 18, or you can give the answer in decimals. Both are acceptable, fraction or decimal, right? So I hope it's clear. 50 ka nikala tha to direct 100 by 180 because 180 is the total outcome. Not 5 means if they are saying not 5, just remove this and add other possibilities, right? So we were supposed to add 20, 50, 100, but 5 nahi lena, that is 10. Okay. Now the next question is question number 11th. Gopi buys a fish from a shop for his aquarium, right? The shopkeeper takes out one fish at random from a tank containing 5 male fish and 8 female fish. What is the probability that the fish taken out is a male fish, right? So here, this is a question here. There are 5 male fish and 8 female fish. So we are supposed to find the probability of the male only. So the total fish are here 13, 8 plus 5, 13. So favorable outcomes are male 5. So 5 probability will be 5 by 13 क्योंकि 5 is the favorable one, right? Because male पूछा है, अगर female पूछा होता तो it would have been 8 by 13. नीचे तो total ही आता है जितना total possible है. That is favorable जिसका पूछा है, that comes in the numerator. I hope it's clear. So, okay, now question number 12. Now, in question number 12, what we have here, in question number 12, we have a wheel of different numbers, right? So, here we are supposed to find the probability of 8 odd numbers. So, there are total possibilities 8. So, 8 number is 1, 1 by 8. So, odd numbers there are 4, 4 by 8. Numbers greater than 2 are 6, 6 by 8. And the number less than 9 are 8. It was simple, right? So I hope everything is clear. So this question is also clear. आपके 8 possible outcomes हैं. सबके नीचे 8 आएगा. बाकी ऊपर जो पूछा 8 नंबर पूछा 1 ही होता है. और numbers 4 होते हैं. Number greater than 2 6 है इसमें, right? A number less than 9 तो सारे के सारे 8 है. 8 by 8 that is 1. You can do the cancelling part, right? So other questions I'll be covering in my next video. Okay. Thank you students. Work hard. Stay blessed.